3, 2, 1.
Checka squinflin. Guys, oh my God. We are live on all the places. It's a couple minutes after 6 o'clock. Thank you for being patient. We were late. Why, Ben?
Because we took way too long to get set up in the studio. It turns out there's a lot that goes into setting up an entire studio when you want to do a podcast. You got to move stuff. You got to plug things in.
Yeah.
And
we've got the cameras set up for you guys so that you don't see all of the craziness that's going on. But
There's
I think
so many wires.
Yeah. Because we haven't started recording the podcast yet, but we do want to say hello to you. And before we really get going, make sure, let us know if it sounds okay. Does it sound all right?
Can you hear us?
Does everybody sound okay?
Can you hear us?
Ben's fiance Carson is our studio audience today.
Clap. Yeah, thank you.
Brandy, we miss you too. Hi, Hope. How are you, friend?
Hey guys. Charles.
Hey, Charles. Oh man, we miss you guys so much, and so we're gonna do this a couple times a week. Okay, so the first podcast. This is the first podcast, Ben. It's the second episode. But the first podcast we believe is going to be cocktails and chat.
Yes.
So we'll make some cocktails.
Cocktails and conversation.
Cocktails and conversation. You can change the name if you want.
I'm going to go ahead and you said you came. It was all day long, cocktails and chat. And I'm just coming in strong with cocktails and conversation.
But you get what the idea is that we're going to make a little food, make a little beverage, and then we are going to sit down and have a chat. And it's going to be, us talking about life. Mm-hmm. Also witchery.
Yes. Danny's a witch.
I'm a witch.
Danny is a witch.
I'm a good witch, though.
You are a bad witch, and now you're a good witch, and that's what people need to know.
I'm a witch in progress. Is what it is.
There you go, work in progress. Yeah.
So we're going to talk about a bunch of different things. And Ben, for our people, before we start officially recording the podcast, what is it we're enjoying cocktail wise?
Mm-hmm. This is called a Benarita. A Benarita, if you want to make it at home, you need me there, but it has tequila, obviously, as much as you want, as much triple sec as you want, as much orange juice as you want, and as much grape juice as you want.
Grapefruit juice.
Anyway.
I don't know if we're going to mention this a lot during the actual recording, but Ben had a bunch of drinks before coming.
I had a few. I just had a couple. Okay.
Were any of you guys actually on Instagram when he started? It's like WWE, and he was like, baby. I'm like, what is happening right now?
I was calling everybody a baby because they were my babies, and I was letting them know what's up.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then the final touch of the Benarita is my fingers in there to mix it all up.
So hello, we've got Jamie in there, Philip Wilson. What's up, Philip? Oh my God. On Facebook, you get to see the actual little hellos. Look at that. Philip's picture just got posted.
What's up, Philip?
That is very cool.
Phil, my
Kim,
God.
Oh my God, Kim.
I love Kim Adra.
I know. And she said she is not listening to G105 anymore.
She was boycotting G105.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to. There's nice people there.
Yeah, but if you want to, is what I mean, it's your choice. You can do whatever you want.
Oh, and then Tyler says, "Good morning, Benjamin."
That's my boy. Yeah, we had a long-standing relationship. We still do. Had a long-standing relationship on G105. He would text me every morning, "Good morning, Ben," and I would text back, "Good morning, Tyler." And that was the relation. That was it.
Do you miss it?
Of course I miss it. Are you kidding me? Miss you, Tyler.
Go ahead and talk. I'm going to go under the hood, and I'm going to give you a little more.
You're going to give me some juice?
A little more juice.
Tyler, I miss you. I love you, obviously. And, we're going to be here for the foreseeable future on Facebook Live, wherever you get your podcasts, including the iHeartRadio app, even though we're not a part of that family anymore. But yeah, come on. Join us.
Yeah, definitely do. Are you ready to? And where's Megan? We can't really answer. Can we answer that?
I don't know. I mean, why? I don't see why we couldn't, right? Right?
It's just such a weird thing.
It's quite a conundrum.
Megan. Here's what I'm going to say on where's Megan. Megan, we are still incredibly close. I had lunch with her yesterday. It's Megan's story to tell.
That's
and Megan will either tell it here with us or she'll tell it on her personal social media, but it's not our story to tell. Does that make that's right? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Studio audience says yes. Yes, that is good. So you ready to get going? You ready to do like a thing? Ready to do it?
Come on.
I gotta say hello. I gotta do more shout outs. Hi, Beth.
She says
hi,
do it.
Sarah.
Oh,
hi, Sarah. Oh, Sarah.
Do you want to know about the petition?
What?
I saw the petition.
You did? How did you see it?
Because she posted or she commented on something and I clicked on it. She has a petition. There's some signatures to get us back on air. Thank you, Sarah, for doing that.
And if you are watching on Facebook or Instagram, and I know Instagram people have like a weird angle because you're just kind of like in the corner as we're doing
Totally
this.
forgot about Instagram back there.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Ben is going to be like our Instagram check-in person.
Hey, Instagram. Thank you so much for joining in. Sarah Wagner also on.
How are you doing both at the same time,
How's that
Sarah?
going on? We also got Mary Catherine Wickers is great. Oh, our good friend Tosh. You know Tosh.
What's up, Tosh?
Tosh was my wife's maid of honor, and she is in on Instagram Live. Thank you so much for joining us at Danny Show. At The Real Danny Show.
What?
What's your Instagram?
Hello, Danny Show.
At Hello Danny Show.
That is the name of like the overall podcast is Hello Danny Show.
At Hello Danny Show.
Yeah.
I should get that down. I'll write it down. I'm going to write it down. Hello Danny Show. And let's begin.
All right, let's begin. Welcome in, friend.
Hello.
How are you? Thank you so much for joining for cocktails and chat. We have a cocktail. Well, Ben, do you still have one?
I do. My wife confiscated it for me, just temporarily. But here it is. Here it is.
We have cocktails. Ben made us a cocktail, and we are enjoying that. We also have a snack. We'll show you how to make that snack. If you stay tuned, we'll tell you all about that. And then the most important thing is we get together, friend, and we chat. We get together so we can connect with you at least once a week. I think we're going to do a couple times a week, but at least for now, we have the once a week, and it's cocktails and chat. Podcast on Spotify, and will be very soon all those other places. Maybe right now. I just haven't checked them. But
it'll get up there eventually, hopefully.
But as of right now, it's not on the other places yet.
That's all right. But it's going to get up there.
There.
Oh, this thing's going to get so big. Oh, my God. Let me tell you how big this is. It's going to get so big. You're going to be able to hear about this from everywhere, from outer space.
And to help it get so big, this is where it's on you more than it's on us, friend, is you need to share this. Share the podcast. What can you share? Yeah, you can share a podcast on your social media. Sharing is what it's all about. I love sharing. I was a kid. I never even had lunch because I would just share my entire lunch with other kids.
You would just give it away?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
You would pack your lunch and bring your ham and cheese.
Somebody would say, that looks good. I'd be like, it's yours now.
That's
you have
so
to have
dandy.
that.
That's disgusting.
I'll just drink water from the fountain and I'll be fine.
I'll get full on
so
cafeteria
share,
water.
And if you could, the cafeteria water fountain. Let's just discuss that right up top.
It's gross, but I was definitely like a mouth on the fountain kid. I was does it surprise you at all?
No, not at all.
Okay, because I definitely like.
Why would you do that?
Because I didn't care. I just didn't. I'd be like, I would put my whole mouth on the entire fountain and just kind of drink it because I thought it was beautiful.
They've really kind of. I mean, COVID has pretty much gotten rid of all of the water fountains for the most part, right?
I drank from a water fountain maybe a couple months ago, and it felt like I was back in caveman times. It was so weird. I was like, I haven't done this in so long.
And they're so cold. The water out of a water fountain is freakishly cold.
It very much is.
Like it hurts your teeth a little bit when it hits your teeth.
And it's probably because there's so many chemicals from who knows what's
And then now that you're all about your bottled water and your specific bottled water, that out of the water fountain tastes funny probably to most people
for sure
now. But yeah, we are so excited to have you here, and we are going to talk about beverages. We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about love, life, witchery. And when I say witchery, I mean spirituality, but I think spirituality like is a real that you just turned this podcast off now. If I say, oh yeah, we're going to talk about spirituality.
It's not quite like that. It's
well, it is,
but it's
just
witchery.
The word is triggering.
That
people.
definitely could be. But let's just really focus on Danny has the power to kind of do whatever he wants, and he has done whatever he wants, and people have been hurt from it. And don't try and say that it hasn't happened.
But it was accidental.
Was it?
Yeah. I when I first realized that I maybe have some I think we all have them. And I think karma is powerful. Yeah, we're getting right into it. We're getting right into the witchery. No, but really, I think that everybody has the spirit in them to be able to do things that are extraordinary, you know, like that you can think things and they can come true.
I agree with that.
Do you know who else agrees with that? Oprah Winfrey manifested her entire empire because she envisioned that and it came to be true.
That's her business model.
So I have in the past, like before when I was a kid, I would think it in my mind, like somebody would be mean to me. I think it in my mind, and then bad things would happen.
Give us one example. Give us just one example of like a code, yellow. You don't need to go all the way code red.
All right.
What happened?
my worst childhood bully, because there were a few.
You had a couple?
I had a
Oh,
couple.
I hate that.
I had a couple.
Danny.
There was like a gang for a while, but then like they would get
Like
to,
grease
oh my
or
god!
snapped
And
up
I
you?
will say, and he ended up becoming one of like my really good friends once I got into high school.
Wow. Look at
But
that.
there was a kid in the gang that bullied me that legit looked like Grover Gill from A Christmas Story.
Okay,
You know how
okay.
I had Scott Farkas, who was
Yeah.
like the big bull, and then like the short one. The short one ended up becoming a really good friend of mine.
The secondary guy was your main
Grover
bully.
Gill.
Okay.
I'm not going to say his name because there's too many of you that watch
All
on
right.
Facebook from high school, but maybe you can put that together.
My
That-
wife just sent me or showed me a picture of Grover Gill because I couldn't call it up.
You don't remember? Oh, yeah. He had that hat and everything, that goofy hat.
The paperboy hat.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he
Oh.
was the one like Scott Farkas was like the real bully.
Yeah.
And then, there was this little, kind of tank of a kid that was like, yeah, whatever, but yeah, I got you. And then
And then so
that guy became my friend.
he came.
But
he
the
became your
main,
friend.
the bully ringleader, and it was bad. Like it was really bad. They called me Mary Poppins because I was a goody goody,
Oh.
and they would make it worse by just yelling Mary whenever I would walk down the hallway. It was not my favorite. It was a rough time. And so
I don't mean to laugh. But
no,
that's a good one.
but that's how you know what? As we are trying to, connect with you on different things, finding a sense of humor is always the best way to get out of any of that stuff.
And what's that main equation? Time plus
Plus
pain,
pain.
equals comedy.
Comedy.
So we
And
got to laugh at it.
I found the laugh like within probably the same year because it really started. The bullying for me was mostly like 7th and 8th grade. It wasn't
Mhm.
like when I was a little kid as much, and it wasn't as much in high school. It was that 7th and 8th grade
Yeah.
when the hormones really started kicking in, and there was like the gang that would call me Mary Poppins. And there was only like 4 of them. But
This might be debatable, but I believe middle schoolers are the most ruthless of all the age gaps. Like
Maybe.
they're just so mean. I'm afraid of middle schoolers. We live in a neighborhood with lots of kids,
Mhm.
lots of middle schoolers. I go to the other side of the street when I'm walking my dog. I go because I'm afraid that they're going to make fun
See,
of me.
I had such a
don't know.
positive 5th and 6th grade. It was so great but life was good except for 7th and 8th grade. It got a little rough.
They're
And
ruthless.
the ringleader, I just was like, I wish bad things on the kid who was like the ringleader of the gang and and I didn't wish anything specific, but I think this is where you got to understand that karma is not going to hit exactly where you wish it. It's
You may
there's
want
collateral
something bad to
damage.
happen, but
Right.
not that bad.
You get collateral damage.
I know where this is going. 'Cause
You know the story.
I think I know the story. I don't want to tell this story.
Well,
This
I
is
mean,
your story to tell.
this is the one that you were trying to get me to tell. So yeah. I mean, I really was in bad shape. Wish bad things on this kid. His father was beheaded in a motorcycle accident, but I did not wish that. That was not what I wished.
But homeboy got
Yeah,
decapitated.
right. And it stayed in the helmet. You didn't know?
Oh, I forgot that detail.
Yeah.
That's such a grim detail.
Because
to
I'm
forget,
from a
but-
small town, so of course another friend had the funeral, and so yeah, you get all those details.
So, in sto facto, Danny's a witch, but he's honed in.
I
his
just
power.
think that was I don't think that had anything to do with me. I think it was unfortunate, but he was really nice to me after that happened. Like
Well, that's
really
good.
nice to me.
So it worked.
He couldn't be a bully after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's talk about how it went into a good witch. You went from doing some real bad.
I don't think that was because of me. That was
unintentional karma
Yeah.
caused by you.
Yeah.
You did
caused by him doing things.
Yeah, he started it.
Thank you.
He started it.
And it was him. It was him coming back on him. I think.
But if we're being honest,
What do you
Mary Poppins does fit. Because only
know,
because
I know,
only
it
because
really
only
does.
because if you look into Danny's bag,
Mhm.
like if you open his backpack,
Mhm.
you can find anything in there. I'm just saying that's I mean, they probably didn't know that at the time, but I mean, if you pull something out that you want from
Right.
Danny's bag, it's just gonna pull out.
It's like, you want to just kind of fit in and you want to be normal and you don't want to stand out. And it stinks being called Mary Poppins when you're a young boy. But yeah, later in life, I'm like, hey, I kind of was.
Maybe he was a witch. Maybe he made that come true. I don't know.
So yeah, we'll get into things of spirituality.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Something that I think is very interesting, and I saw it again today, and it's the celery juice miracle. Do you get swept up in all of these things, these claims, these diets, these things that you can do, exercise routines, mindfulness, meditation.
Sure.
But the celery juice thing just keeps coming back.
Well, I bought you a juicer
I know you did.
for Christmas. You
Uh-huh.
said, I asked you, what do you want? What do you need? Because you always say, I don't need anything.
Mhm.
But you did. You said, I
did.
need a juicer.
Uh-huh.
I got you a juicer.
Yeah. And
Are
I
you-
juice for a little while.
How many?
But it's hard.
How many juices did you make?
If you do the celery juice miracle is supposed to be an entire bunch of celery juiced first thing in the morning, and you drink it on an empty stomach.
Mm.
And that is supposed to be a miracle. It's supposed to reset your gut, all of these things. It's healing properties, antiseptic properties. If you got any kind of thing brewing,
Yeah.
you drink that celery juice. It fixes all the stuff. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
Right. And I I did it. My stepmom has done it for over a year, and she has lost, I don't know how much weight, but a lot.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I was doing it after the holidays. But do you know how much celery you go through? 7 big bunch. We're not
What?
talking pieces of celery. You got to put the entire thing of bundle of celery through the juicer every day
What?
for one person.
7 a day?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, you put that stalk, that entire thing of celery. So it's probably like 10 stalks of celery, maybe 12 stalks of celery through the juicer for one day serving.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Celery costs like, what, 75 cents a bundle?
You haven't been to the grocery store in a
Oh,
while.
you're right.
Because you're supposed to use organic too.
Oh, my.
Because if you don't use organic and you juice something with toxins in it, then you're just not doing it. So yeah. So it could be like $3 a day.
But if we're being honest, Danny, you buy you buy people full hams. You buy me a ham. What is $3 a day?
What is that? Especially if it's a miracle. So
you're supposed to want this. You want this.
Yeah, and I was on it like right around the holidays. Ben got me this juicer, and I was doing it. I think it actually did kind of make me like look thinner in the face, maybe.
Yeah.
As a result of that, but it was really hard to keep up on it because it's a long, and plus drinking celery juice doesn't taste awesome.
How hard is it to grow celery? I just feel like you just need to
just grow it.
Just grow
Maybe
it.
that's a good idea. Just grow the celery.
Because I've heard the same thing. It has all these great properties. You drink it. You lose
I
1,000
think
pounds
you
and
cut
get
it, and then more celery just grows out of your garden. I think that's how it works.
It just keeps on coming.
So yeah, we'll get on that. Because do you want to do the celery juice?
No, God, no. That sounds terrible. That sounds so bad.
But I got back on. Today was day 1.
Oh, you did? Oh,
got back on it.
nice.
And I was warned by my stepmom when I did it the first time. She's like, you need to not leave the house because the cleansing properties of drinking an entire bunch of celery, it's going to make you need to be close.
It's an insta poop. It's an insta poop.
Well, I don't know if poop is being.
Oh, it's the diarrhea.
Yeah, just everything comes
Explosion.
But, hey, you know what? So I did day 1, and because I did it right after the holidays, and I guess like my toxins into my body weren't as bad. But today, man, I guess the toxins needed to come out. So
I do remember you doing this, and
are we getting a message, friend? Are we getting a message?
That's Scott, our good friend Scott says that's big celery trying to get paid. That's what they're trying to do. This is a big scheme from Big Celery.
Thanks, Scott.
Scott, I get you, man.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, I don't know, because I always was taught growing up that celery had no nutrition. Like it was the vegetable that had nothing in it.
It's just like water.
It's water
That's
and
it.
fiber. There's no vitamins in it. But so we'll see. We'll see. You can if you are doing the podcast, I will tell you if it's doing any good to me. But if you watch us on our social media channels, which is at Hello Danny Show, Instagram and Facebook, you can see if my face is slimming. And maybe it looks a little thinner today.
You can do like a side-by-side every episode.
Yeah, it might look a little thinner today, but also if we in Raleigh where we're recording this podcast, it's randomly 85 degrees in
So
April.
hot today. I'm getting beat down by this. The sun is blaring into the studio, so I got to do something.
Oh, you're moving your position. So while Ben is shifting around, is it better? Oh, and you look good. You look good.
We're doing okay?
Yeah,
All
no,
right,
you look
there we
good.
go. Somebody
You look
requested it on our Facebook Live that the sun was just destroying me. So
I know.
I had to do something about it.
I know.
Okay, yeah.
So let's get into a couple of heavy topics.
Oh.
We had a job change, which was not of our choosing.
Yes.
And it is the reality. And you have people in your life. Maybe it's you that has been at a job that you think is going really well. But if you're working for a corporation, especially, stock price goes down a little bit. And
Bye-bye.
that's kind of what happened to us. Is there were some budget cuts across the nation with our employer, and so we were taken out as a part of that, and it was pretty devastating. I mean, was like, how I just can be Mary Poppins and immediately go to everything is great. I couldn't do that right away.
No.
It took me solid 3 days.
What were you doing in those 3 days?
Well, I was really sad for 3 days.
Did you cry?
I never did cry.
Okay.
No.
That's good. Because I mean, you gotta if you're not crying, you're laughing.
Actually, that's not entirely true.
Oh.
I do believe that when you got on social media and said really nice things, I did shed tears reading some of your nice thoughts. That did make me cry. I didn't cry just like, oh, I don't have a job. Oh,
Woe is me.
Woe is me. Beep, beep, beep. No, I didn't cry over our situation. But I did. I definitely cried reading because we just had such great social media, and it continues. Like, because people are still just
so nice.
discovering it, though. Like, they thought we were just on vacation, which we're not. Well, we kind of are.
It's kind of
Ben
a
was
vacation.
drinking so much during the day on a Wednesday.
I had the day off. Okay, I work at a restaurant the other days that I'm not doing this, and today was my only day off this week. So yeah, I enjoyed a couple of beers.
And I think you're doing a pretty good job.
Oh.
I think you're doing an excellent job. I shouldn't just say pretty good job, considering how loaded you showed up.
You showed up so loaded.
Listener, he showed up at my house bombed. He just was like, he was sputtering nonsense.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, what's up?
I have lost all tolerance that I've ever built up. I used to, in college, my wife and I went to the same college. It was a party school.
Yeah.
We drank so much. And then
we can shout out Radford.
Radford, how are you, baby? If you're looking to advertise, we'll put you. Well, actually, you probably don't want us to do that. Anyway, we drank so much. And then within the last year, I will have 2 beers, 3 beers, and I'll be wasted. And that's what happened today.
And I think it's because you have lost a lot of weight and you don't have as much flesh. You're not eating enough nutrition.
I eat.
You don't. Carson, is he eating well? He's doing all right? Okay.
I'm doing better. I'm doing better. What do you mean? I wasn't eating before? No, I was fine.
He's the only person I know as an adult. I mean, okay, so you have little kids who you need to trick them into eating food because they don't want to eat, because they want to dig in. And then you have seniors that you have to give, senior citizens you have to give Ensure. Ben never got out of that little kid, or he's in the Ensure to make sure he gets his calories because he just doesn't eat.
I get full fast.
That's because you don't eat and your stomach shrinks. That's what happens.
If there's a dietitian out there that can confirm what Danny said, okay, fine. But I don't believe. No, I just get full fast. I got a little pit. That's it. That's all it is. Got a little pit.
I don't know. I worry about you.
I eat like a bird.
Because you did just say you have one drink and all of a sudden you're like, and maybe it's because you're not eating.
Maybe I'm developing, a blood thinning disease. I don't know.
And so the job change happened. And when your job goes away, what do? You assess and you go, maybe I want to do something different. This happened for a reason. So maybe I'm going to go back to school, or maybe I'm not living my passion. Mm-hmm. You go through all of these thoughts. And Ben, initially, and I don't know where you are today because I don't see you very often, even though, we're both just unemployed in the same city. This is the most we get to connect is when we do our podcast. Your initial, and I think you're still there, is you don't want to do radio anymore. And why is that?
I think I'm good on radio. Yeah, I think you nailed that right on the head. I think it's just because, without ruffling too many feathers, the experience.
But I think you can say from your perspective without ruffling any feathers.
Yeah, I think my experience has been a little chaotic. Mm-hmm. I think my road has been very, very bumpy with what I've been doing. I've seen a lot of change in my journey in radio, which has just been really here in Raleigh.
5 years, maybe.
5.5 years. Yeah, exactly. And I just feel like I would like to do something else. I think radio is really fun. And I love my favorite part was hanging out with you, Danny, and Megan, and having so much fun. And of course, hanging out with the listeners and entertaining to the best of my ability and hearing how they can connect with us. I love that. But everything else, I think I want to go in a different route. And I love the route that we're on right now, episode 2 of the Danny Show podcast. I'm digging this
I
for
don't
now.
think this is going to make you an income. I mean,
Oh,
I could be wrong. Like
I
people
don't.
make, yeah, you really, Ben and I are totally different. Ben
Sure.
believes, I think this is really what it is. Ben believes that this is going to be an income, that this is going to be a full-time job, that this will generate enough. And there are people that do it.
Sure.
And so that's where but I also, before moving on, anybody kind of looks at that. I'm going through that too.
Sure.
I love, love, love being on the radio, doing radio. I've done it since I was 12 years old,
Mhm.
on the radio since 5, doing fake radio in, my bedroom. So I just love it. And I love being on live and I love interacting with a live audience. But you go through that. And so you have to assess and you wonder, is this what I should do? Is there something else? You ask yourself all those questions.
Mhm.
But I'm already back to like, yeah, I need to get back on the radio.
It's such a different thing. I know because it's honestly, I think it's because you've done radio for so long and you
Mhm.
are in love
Yes.
with radio.
Yeah.
I honestly, I want you to be back on the radio because it's who you are
Right.
as a person, and I don't want to separate you from that. But for me, I got a taste. I dipped my toes in.
Yeah.
I kind of fell into it by accident in general. Like I literally applied to the job that I had by accident. I thought I
Yeah.
was literally going to be like answering phones at the front desk.
Mhm.
I didn't know I was going to be on air. I didn't know I was going to be on the morning show. I didn't know it was a morning show that I
Right.
applied for. But I fell into it and there was just so much chaos in the background.
Mhm.
I'm just like, whew.
Now that you've gotten a break from that,
Yeah.
you're starting to process that.
I'm processing that and I'm feeling and my wife's sitting right next to it. I think she can kind of attest to
Mhm.
that. I feel a little bit more free. I feel a little bit more
Sure.
like energized just because I can kind of step back and be like, whew, I don't have to deal with all that at the moment.
Do you have an idea other than making
Mhm.
sustainable money doing a podcast for an hour once a week?
No, we do it 2 times a week. Okay. And then we'll make so much money. We'll make
Other than that, though, what is it? Do you have an idea what you want to do?
No, I don't. I know that I really love like entertaining. I
Mhm.
love it. And I think it's a lot of fun when people react in a positive way to the goofy,
You can say it.
goofy shit.
You can say it. Yeah. I know. I thought I was going to say shit on this one too. I wasn't sure because, because obviously podcasts, you can say whatever you want, but
Yeah.
we, we're bringing a lot of you from the radio show. So I don't know. We want to get like too wild. But while I was doing my little exercise earlier today, I was like, I think I'm going to say shit on the podcast today. I don't know where it's going to be, but I'm going to say it.
And we can do and
I'm not going to go all the way to the F word today.
what about you dumb bitch?
No,
too bad. Okay, all right, you
Come
can't-
on, now we're just being
Sorry,
gratuitous.
I didn't know. I didn't
Like, no, if it's yeah, don't
felt right.
We're not just doing cuss words just to cuss.
You damn
But
dumb bitch.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, back to how much you had to drink this afternoon. Now it's
You
he
damn
was,
darn bitch.
he's only able to like hold it together in his current state for about 5, and he got it together, and then all of a sudden, bitch.
You just got to know that Danny and I both have the mouths of a sailor. We do cuss a lot.
Right.
And being in radio, you can't do that. You know, you
No.
get flagged, you get fined $1 bajillion.
Right.
Shit.
No,
sorry.
we're not just swearing to swear.
I thought,
But yeah, so with you have zero idea what you want to
yes,
do
I
with
forgot about
the next phase of your life
Yes.
as your career.
yes, I know that I really want to stay in the entertainment
Mhm.
realm. Whether that means, doing this, I know there may not be money right away, but the people are going to love it and they're going to want more and more and more. Or it's hopping on a YouTube channel and trying a YouTube channel, just trying different things, different
A
channels.
lot of teenagers do this and make no money.
I know.
If you have to get a job, what's your job gonna be?
Oh God, I'm going to be in restaurants forever.
Okay, all right, that's
I'm gonna
fine.
be in restaurants
But you know
forever.
what? Because and that's something too. Like I was talking to one of Ben's coworkers that hasn't been at the station in years, and he asked, he's like, "Is Ben still waiting tables at Relish?"
mhm.
He couldn't believe that you still were.
I really, it's weird. A lot of people are like, "Oh, go get a real job. Waiting table's not a real job."
Mm-mm.
Dude, I like it. I
Yeah,
like doing it. I like those small interactions.
Truly.
Making money every day, It's-
I can be good witch on this subject specifically
Sure.
because there are and people like you judge yourself a lot of times and you say, "Oh, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that and I should be doing this with my life." Bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's a good use of that. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because think of the people that like clean for a living. Think of Flory. our cleaning lady at Highwoods
Yeah, we love
that we
it.
saw every day. Think of Gloria, my cleaning
Of
lady.
course.
That's cleaning for a living. That's like cleaning other people's stuff. They bring order and cleanliness to a home, which brings happiness to a family or a workplace.
Exactly.
Like anything that you do, if you do it with intention, it can really feel great.
Yes. I agree with that.
Being a server in a restaurant, God, I love going to restaurants. So I need somebody that's going to be a nice server on the other side. I like waiting tables too, by the way.
Have you done it?
I have.
You have not waited tables.
I have.
Bullshit.
Twice.
Where? When?
Two times.
While you were in the radio? Like
one time when I was in high school, and it was a church dinner, like a spaghetti supper at the Catholic Church, St. Mary's Church. And then another time I was a celebrity waiter.
Yeah, no. See, that's not
whatever. I did, and I liked it both times.
Okay, I think you'd be a good server in general, but I think also everybody should be a server just so they know.
Anything you do with intention has value and can enrich your life because it's enriching other people's lives.
Exactly.
And I really do believe because I have been on the radio almost nonstop since I was 5 years old with a fake radio station. But since 12 years old, almost nonstop, I've been on the radio, except for like a brief time in college when I had an internship. I took a break from my radio job and going to college, and I had an internship. And there, even though it was at a radio station, I answered phones and moved boxes. And I loved it.
The busy work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved, working for other people and organizing things for them and making their lives better just in simple ways. That was really satisfying for me too. I could absolutely do that.
So you think you're gonna pop into like a corporate office and just
Gloria's I'll work for my
you're gonna do
Gloria.
very nice.
It's a really, really great question. And thank you for listening to our podcast or watching our podcast if you're on social media at Hello Danny Show on all the socials.
So quick question for you.
Yeah, what's that?
Realistically, if you decide you don't want to, I can't see you outside of radio. I can't see you not behind a microphone. If there was another job that wasn't radio or audio, what would it be? It's a tough question. It's a loaded question.
I have to go and do a totally different job, it's not media connected because I can come up with a half dozen media connected jobs that just aren't on the radio. But if I get out of that world, I do think I'm waiting tables or doing something like that.
Bartending? I could see Danny
as a bartend,
kick-ass bartender.
I could bartend, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. No, I could do it. Yeah, but I mean, I could even just stock shelves because that's what I did as an intern. I love moving stuff around. I would do that. And you get a good wage doing that now. Just radio. Oh my God, I could tell you secrets about wages.
Do a secret.
$8 an hour. $8.
We know somebody.
$8. Well, a lot of people.
A lot of people are still getting.
I think they're still there too.
I hope not.
8.
Oh, that's so bad. That's like that's what like middle schoolers get paid for nannying or babysitting. Neighborhood kids, $8 an hour. That's so bad. Radio, not the greatest.
So the question on, are you going to be okay?
I have to cough. I have to get one.
You got a real big tuck.
There's this bubble in my chest. I got to get it out.
I
got it.
All right. As an unemployed person, listener friend, what are your thoughts on me continuing to have a housekeeper? I haven't let her go yet. I got a team. The team is beyond a house. I have a lawnmower and I have a housekeeper. Is that it? I think that's it. I think that's it. That's my whole team so far. And Ben is selling my stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Ben is on my team as well.
There was other people on your team that you had so much.
I had a very large team.
You had a huge
I've
team.
pared it down to the essentials: lawn mowing, and Gloria, my house.
I mean, you have a lot of amount of money coming in for then, but then once that ends, are you going to keep?
But I have all this time. Forget about.
Oh, true.
Forget about it. Like I am paying somebody to clean my house. My house has never been clean. I clean all day, every day.
You don't need a cleaner. Mowing the lawn, maybe. I don't think you own a lawnmower, for one. And two, I just can't see you pushing a lawnmower. But yeah, I don't think you need the cleaner. I think because you are already so tidy, like even before this.
I know.
Even when you didn't have time, you're still a cleanly guy. I don't know that.
Is cleanly guy, is that the right phrase?
Is that a wrong thing?
Clean guy.
Cleanly guy. You cleanly the house up.
Before we started the podcast, I was saying Hungarian paprika is from Hungary.
Yeah. So okay.
I'm a cleanly guy from Hungary. is what it is. But yeah, that's one that there is a weirdness because she's coming. She's coming this week. And it'll be the second time during my unemployment.
What is she cleaning? What is she? Me and my wife who's here, we've walked through the house. It's clean. It's top to bottom. You're good.
I know, but I can't. It's also, you got to fire a human.
I know. That's tough. I
just got fired. I don't want to fire.
It's a trickle-down effect.
Okay, and on the witchy thing, if you believe in intention and manifestation and thinking thoughts that are positive, I'm sending the message to the universe that I am gonna have a great job where I can have a housekeeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But that's like telling a person who just keeps swiping their credit card, you're just gonna live the life that you want to live, but then they have hundreds of thousands.
But you know what I know, based on my life experience,
Uh-huh.
I have been. And I really want to be clear that I'm not recommending this for everybody, but I have gotten into some terrible financial situations, like really bad. I left college with $35,000 of credit card debt on top of my student loans, but I just had credit cards and I just ran them. So I had $35K credit card debt going out of college. And I've done that a couple of times. But with me and with money, it's even Steven. I will figure out, and I'll get to the point where I think I might have to declare bankruptcy. Like, it's that bad.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just works itself out.
So, because now you are really hitting a chord with a lot of people who are in a lot of financial trouble.
Yeah.
I'm talking about me. I'm talking about my wife.
Yeah.
A lot of people can. So
credit cards. Just run up your credit card.
But then what?
I mean, actually, let me say that again.
No.
I don't want to recommend that to anybody, but that's what I did. I ran credit cards to sustain my lifestyle.
And as somewhat of a realist when it comes to finances, you can run up those credit cards, but then you just hope for the best and hope that it clears out.
Right.
Or you file for bankruptcy.
Yeah. And I have been to the point, I think only once really, where I thought bankruptcy is going to happen. I had a house and I didn't have a job. And I figured it was just, and my little severance time after I got let go was running out. I didn't have a job. And so I'm like, all right. And I just don't stress out over money. Ooh. And so I was,
that's such a good thing to have.
And so I just was at that point where I was like, what I'm going to do if I need to, which is getting very close, and I'm probably going to need to do it, is I'm going to have to file bankruptcy and the bank is going to take the house and then I'll figure it out and then I'll start over. Yeah. That's
good.
Okay. But what happened after that? It was like within the week, I got a great job. I got a great tenant to live in the house, like to pay my mortgage, because it was like husband and wife with a new baby. And so his rich parents paid the rent in advance.
What?
So when I was in like incredible bad, I know.
I was in the worst. Onto the people who are like really hurting out here.
And so I was at that point. And so when I needed money, I got $1,900 a month. I think they paid it. They did an 18-month lease. So I got 18 months of 19.
You got that in bulk. 18 months worth of $1,900 a month.
Yes. Right. I know. I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I have a whole life of it working out great for me.
So the advice is to just freaking hold on and just hope for the best. Don't file for bankruptcy yet. Just hold on.
No, I think it's just you have to just believe that everything is working out for your greatest benefit. And as much as it pains me that we're going through this work transition right now, it's for our greatest benefit.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
It is.
Oh man, I hope that worked for one of you, because that's my big bugaboo, is stressing about money.
Yeah,
I do it about half the day, about 50% of like 12 hours of the 24 hours a day, including sleep.
Yeah,
my wife's looking at it. She's making some faces. My wife.
Stop.
Okay. But is that okay?
Just eat. That's why you're so stressed out. If you had a good meal, if you had comfort food in your belly, you'd be stressing about money.
All right.
So I'm like putting a lot on today. Is there anything on your mind that you want to bring up on the podcast today?
I know that you want to bring this up. I know that you want to bring it up.
Oh yeah, no. Okay,
I know you want to bring it up,
I do.
and that's okay. We love in the Harrisport household. Harris, my last name. Davenport, my wife's last name. We're the Harrisport household. We love. And on the last episode, it was brought up somehow that I was going home to a nooner.
Somehow. Ben, he has one thing to do a week for his passion, which is his podcast. And so he eked out a random hour and then like 20 minutes before that hour, he said, "Can we do it a half hour earlier?" And the reason is,
Because I was let known that
let know.
these are words that people use. I know that these are right words. I was told that I was going to come home to a nooner, which is, if you don't know, making love in the afternoon from work. My wife was coming home from work, and I was coming home from podcast, and we were going to do it.
Right.
And so
we needed to move this for, that you're enjoying. We had to move this
and I just want to
so that he could get his nooner.
Everybody know. I didn't know how long this was going to be. I didn't know how long it was going to take to do. I thought we were going to be plenty of time. I didn't know. So anyway, yeah. So I did go home to a nooner. And I highly recommend it. And I recommend it to everybody because it's awesome.
And I will say this because, and I love that Carson is here for this too.
He's right next to
because I am so inspired by their relationship because they are so in love with each other. And Nelson, my dog, is too.
Also very inspired.
But they really are. They're so in love with each other. And I was really surprised that you'd never done a nooner.
Well,
because it's just, I heard these stories about you at Radford doing it in the parking lot.
Oh, we did a lot of love making in a lot of different places. But because a nooner means you have to come home from work.
Mm-hmm. You've never done that.
We never did it because she worked so far away. She didn't have like a lunch hour.
So logistics prevented it.
Exactly.
Until now.
Until she got a new job at a new hospital right down the road. And
so that was the first one?
That was the very first one.
Was it a week ago today? A week ago?
Yeah.
Like this is the 1 week anniversary.
The 1 week anniversary
of the first nooner of your relationship. And have you had more since then?
No. It was so good. It lasted us until now. So no.
Oh my God, I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, anything? Because we could stay on and do this. Like our radio show, 4 hours a day. But we are coming to a wrap on this Cocktails and Chat. Anything else that's on your mind?
If you're in a relationship and you have a lunch hour, go take a nooner. Just do it one time. It'll change your life. That's it. That's
also, before we wrap, I'm clean. And Ben and his wife, Carson, were pet sitting for me. Mm-hmm. Did you think I had mice?
Mice?
Did you see mouse
droppings? I didn't see any mice.
You didn't see mouse droppings?
Did you have mice?
No. But I had...
What are you saying?
I'm very accident prone. And I had, Nelson's.
He knows something.
And I knocked over a pepper grinder.
Oh.
And so all of those peppercorns just exploded. And then when I went to vacuum, it just projectiled. So if you come to my house, you're not going to want to eat my food because you're going to think I have mice because the little peppercorns look like mouse droppings. Okay. But I don't have mouse droppings.
All right. Well, we didn't see any. You cleaned it all up. We didn't see.
No, it's not. No, they're still because they're everywhere. I'll show you where they're still.
Okay. But you did have a squirrel problem at some point, right?
Yeah, but we'll tackle that next time. We appreciate you guys so much. Again, at Hello Danny Show. Please share. Please like. Please comment. Please do all the things. We love you so very hard, and we'll see you very soon. Oh, the audience